everyone, today I wanted to show you my recipe for Jinghee curry. So basically what Jinghee is Chinese okra. And it looks pretty ugly, but we're going to make it taste good. So I kept one to the side here to show you guys how I would cut it. So what you want to do is take your knife and cut off the ends. Put them to the side. Then you want to cut it into like 3 sections. Just like this. Then you want to take one piece and you want to peel off all of the green skin that's on the outside. And you want to keep peeling it. And you want to make sure you get it all off because the skin is pretty tough, as you guys could see once you guys feel it, and you would not want that inside of your curry. And it's pretty spongy and soft on the inside, so you just have to be careful, especially with these end pieces. So I've cut it right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in half, and then I'm going to slice it. And I slice them into chunks about that size. About 1/4 of an inch thick. I'm going to put the cut pieces into a bowl with room temperature water, so this way the pieces don't get brown. So I'm going to finish up cutting up my jinghee, and we're going to move over to the stove so I can show you guys how to cook this curry. So let's go over the list of ingredients that we will need to make our jinghee curry. So after I peeled and chopped my jinghee, I got about 3 cups of it. And as you can see, I chopped it pretty small so this way it could cook fast. I also have a 1/2 cup of coconut milk, some salt to taste, some chopped scallions, some of my green seasoning. I'll post a video for that soon. I have some chopped hot pepper with the seeds. I have some garlic chopped. I have some sliced onions. I have a few tablespoons of vegetable oil. I have some curry powder, some ground masala, and some jeera, which is cumin, and I have some water to make my curry paste. So let's move over to the stove and get started. So let's get started on making our curry. So what I've done here is I put my stove on a high heat and I put my oil inside the pan. So what I'm going to do next is make my curry paste. So I have my curry powder, my jeera, and my masala in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my green seasoning. I'm going to add in my chopped garlic and chopped hot pepper. And I chopped it pretty finely because you do not want big pieces of garlic or pepper throughout your curry. And what I'm going to do next is add in my water, enough water to make a paste. I'm adding about 1/2 cup here. So I'm doing this while my oil is heating up in my pan. So as you guys can see here, I made a nice liquidy paste, and this is what we're going to use to start our curry. So my pan is hot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my onion. And give that a stir. What you want to do is use a really heavy bottom pan for this. You can use a karahi or one of these Dutch oven type pans. You want to stir your onions until they get golden brown. This will take about a minute or 2. This time you can also add in your scallions. Now next what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my curry paste, and you want to leave it on a high heat so all of the water can evaporate from it. This is what we call chunking the curry. When you hear that sizzle, that's what a chunky is. I just want to mix that through. So I'm going to cook this on a high heat for about 5 minutes until all of the water evaporates. To give you guys a quick look at the curry while it's frying. As you can see, it's drying down. It's starting to catch at the bottom, but that's what you want, because you want your curry to be nice and dark. You don't want it to be too light or watery looking. So all of that stuff at the bottom that you see there, it's going to come up off the bottom when we add the water and the Jinghee, and it's going to make a nice sauce for our curry. So as you can see, it's drying down nicely. I've cooked it for about 4 minutes. I have about 1 minute to go, and then we're going to add our Jinghee in. So I've fried my curry here for about 5 minutes, and it's nice and dry. All the water's evaporated. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in all of my Jinghee. And as you guys can hear probably, I've lowered my stove to a medium-low heat because you don't want the curry to burn. If your curry burns, then it'll taste bitter and it won't be a great end product. So I'm just stirring the Jinghee in here. Next I'm going to add in my salt. Now I'm adding in salt to taste. This is about a teaspoon. I might add more depending on how it tastes when we cook. You want to remember to add a little bit of salt in the beginning so you can taste the dish and see if it has enough. So I'm going to let this cook for about 1 to 2 minutes before I add in any of my liquids. And you want to keep scraping at the bottom to get all of the hard bits off. In the meanwhile, I have a half a cup of coconut milk here, and I have about a cup of water. So what I'm going to do now, just make sure I've scraped off most of the bits at the bottom. I'm going to add in all of my coconut milk. I'm going to pour my water into the same cup with the coconut milk to get it all out. And again, this is a cup of water. I'm going to add that in. I'm going to mix this around. Basically what you want to do at this point is let your Jinghee cook until it's soft. Now, if you've ever cooked squash before, this cooks up exactly like squash. Give it about 20-25 minutes, and when they start to melt, then you know your curry's done. So I'm going to leave this on a medium-low heat for about 20 to 25 minutes. And you want to cover it. And I'll show you at the halfway point. So I just wanted to show you all, this is what the curry looks like after about 10 minutes of boiling with the cover on. Just giving it a quick stir here. As you can see, the Jinghee is still a little hard. So we have about 15 more minutes to go before it's done. And as you can see also, it's still very liquidy. So you want to keep it at a rolling boil on about a medium-low heat, covered. And by that, you will get a nice rich sauce afterwards. And a quick word about the coconut milk. If you wanted to make this curry a little healthier, you can go ahead and use coconut oil instead of vegetable oil, and you can omit the coconut milk altogether, and you'll still have that coconut flavor. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I've had my curry boiling with the cover on for about 15 minutes already. And you guys will see that it thickens up a little bit, but it's still a little liquidy. So what I'm going to do now is leave my stove on a medium heat and let it simmer uncovered. The Jinghee is almost done. You could see it's starting to melt. And that's exactly what you want. So I'm going to give it about 10 more minutes here, and I'll show you guys the final product. I also wanted to mention that you guys could put basically any type of meat in this. You could put shrimp, you can put chicken, you could put beef. I know shrimp is really good in it. but today I decided to keep it vegetarian. So I just took my curry off the stove, and as you can see, it's nice and thick, and the Jinghee has melted. So in all, I've cooked the curry for about 30 minutes on the stove. It's nice and thick, and the coconut milk, you can smell it, and it looks nice and rich. So I'm going to empty this in a bowl and show you guys the finished product. So there you have it, guys. This is my Jinghee curry all served up. I garnished it with some cilantro, and it's ready to eat. This is going to go well with the roti that I made in my previous video. Go ahead and check that out. And if you guys enjoyed cooking with me today, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment down below on what you'd like to see next.